Here we'll be finding probabilities for various events. Part A asks us to find the probability of flipping a heads on a standard fair coin. First, let's list the outcomes that are possible when flipping a coin. There are only two. You could flip heads, or you could flip tails. Now, flipping heads would match the condition. Let's box that in green. So we can see there is one outcome that matches the condition, but a total of two outcomes. To have Excel calculate this for us, let's make some space here in row 3 and label it the number of matches. There's one match. And now we'll list the total number of outcomes. There are two possible outcomes. So to find the probability of landing a heads, we say equals the number of matches to the condition divided by the number of outcomes. When we press enter, Excel will calculate the probability for us at 0.5. For part B, we are asked the probability of rolling a 6 on one die. Again, let's list the outcomes. The outcomes are rolling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, giving us a total of 6 outcomes. However, only one of those will match the condition. We only want to roll 6. So we can say there is one match. So once again, let's enter the data into Excel. We'll enter our matches first. There's still one match. The number of outcomes is a total of 6. So to find our probability, we can take equals the number of matches divided by the number of outcomes. This gives us 0.16667. Part C asks us the probability of rolling a number greater than 4 on one die. Once again, let's list our outcomes, 1 through 6, and we are looking for numbers strictly greater than 4. That means 4 itself would not work, and anything less than that wouldn't work either. We want only the numbers that are greater than 4, and we can see that those numbers are 5 and 6. So we have 2 matches, but still a total number of 6 outcomes. Once again, we'll enter this into Excel. Our number of matches are 2, and our number of outcomes are 6. So to get a probability, we'll say equals, click the matches, divide by the outcomes, giving us 0.3333. Now, part D is slightly different from the others because we are asked to flip 3 heads in a row. Now, when you're flipping a coin multiple times, we can say that there are multiple events. A single event would be flipping the coin once. But if we're flipping it 3 times in a row, we can say there are 3 events. Every coin flip representing one event. Now our outcomes are still the same as before as with a coin. Heads or tails. Now, once again, we are trying to flip heads and not tails. We can say that there are still 2 outcomes, heads or tails, but only one of them matches the description. Now let's enter this into Excel. Our matches will be 1. Our outcomes will be 2. We can say that the probability for one event, we'll say equals the number of matches divided by the number of outcomes. Now, let's also take into account that we have more than one event. We have 3 events because we're flipping it 3 times in a row. So the probability of doing that for 3 events is going to equal the probability we found for one event, and then exponent, shift 6 is the exponent key, to the number of events. This will give us 0.125. That formula again, if you have multiple events, we are going to take probability raised to the number of events. So we took 0.5 raised to the third power. And make sure it's in this order. Make sure the probability comes first and the number of events comes second.